Hello, and welcome to Challenge 2 of the Elemental Amplifier event. So I had actually recorded this just a second ago until I realized that I recorded things wrong. So a little behind the scenes knowledge, I normally record my video and audio separately, but on the video recording I record my mic at the very beginning so I can do a big clap so that I can see when I go into editing on the waveform graphics for the audio. I can use that as an indicator to line up the gameplay with my talking. But after I do that clap, I will mute my mic on the video recording so that I can have those separate recordings to edit differently and balance audio more effectively. I forgot to do that, so the entire I am gonna have to redo this now. So a little behind the scenes, fun waste of time, but but let's get right into it. So we're in challenge 2, and this challenge is definitely easier than the first one, but is also a bit more complicated just in the way that it's played. So one thing to keep in mind is that the debuffs are going to be different on this challenge than the last one. I don't know why I didn't think that was going to be the case, but I thought that wasn't going to be the case when I did the first video, and now I feel like an idiot. But this is the setup that I suggest unless you're a lower level player, in which case I would swap these two, because this debuff is going to be more likely to one-shot you, but this debuff is more annoying as consistent damage. So I personally suggest higher level players to take this one because you don't need to worry about getting one shot, but the sustained damage increase is just generally more annoying. But if you're a high enough level like me, you probably aren't just going for the 5,000 points anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But for those of you that are just looking to get the rewards as easily as possible, or who might be struggling with it, there you go. These are the two main ones that I would suggest, just because they're very frustrating to deal with. So one of the main aspects of the event's second challenge here is that you have a little AoE area where while you're inside the area you're fine, nothing changes, but when you go outside of the area, every 2 to 3 seconds you'll get hit by a lightning bolt. I believe the timing on it is every 3 seconds, it looks like, but I didn't obviously specifically time it when I was in the middle of playing, but we'll time it while we do this just to get a better indication more specifically. So yeah, and whenever you get hit by that, it's some extra damage, and it can add up if you're not careful. But the main thing with this debuff is the fact that if you get hit by that, you're going to lose 15 energy from all of your character's ults, which is really annoying to deal with, and I hate that. So that's why I suggest these two being the ones, the debuffs that you drop if you're just going for the 5,000 points. As well, I heavily suggest running a freeze comp on this challenge. The initial time that I originally tried running this challenge and failed on, well, didn't fail on, but decided to drop because it was just going to take forever, was my standard comp where I with Zhongli, Bennett, Hu Tao, Tartaglia, but Pyro is useless on this floor. So the first wave, there's 3 waves. The first wave has a bunch of Pyro slimes, so Pyro DPS characters are useless there, and in the last wave you're going to have to deal with 2 of the Fatui Pyro Slingers, so with their Pyro shields, again, Pyro is useless. The other Fatui you'll have to deal with on that last wave is an Electro Fatui, so having Electro as well, I don't really like the Overload reaction, so having Electro isn't amazing either. So Cryo and Hydro are going to be great because they're going to break all the shields that you'll run into, as well as just being generally useful. As well, 2 of the debuffs are Pyro and Electro resistance increased for enemies, so another reason not to take those elements. So grabbing a freeze comp with a shielding unit of your choice, Zhongli or Noelle, either one would work really great, would be a perfect setup to use for this challenge. So getting right into it here, just waiting for my stuff to spawn. Alright. So, first and foremost, here it is, the Pyro Slimes, like I said. Why is he running away? Alright, so just focus on bursting these guys down as quickly as possible. inside of here, and then you can worry about the ones outside. Having a ranged DPS character is really helpful in this, I would definitely say, but isn't necessary. But it does help just because there's going to be several enemies outside of this range that you'll have to deal with. So the second wave here is a bunch of hilichurls and a metachurl, as well as the samachurl, which is what I suggest first targeting, because otherwise he's just going to hurt your time, because he's just going to keep healing all the enemies, which is just generally annoying to deal with. But outside of that, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna freeze you so I can just keep you in place and not worry about you. Alright, so this is where I'm gonna start looking at going out. So I got him down from there. I'm gonna refresh my shield, and you saw it was about 3 seconds for that lightning bolt to hit. So taking him out gets rid of those pillars, so now you can go back to your ranged DPS and just kill them from inside. Or you can go out if you really want to. But I'm going to do it from inside, just so that I don't have to take as much damage, and because I want to keep the muscle memory for when I do this at higher tiers, and going out there means losing all of my energy, which is going to be really frustrating. So the last thing here is the Fatuis. So this is going to be, what I suggest for this one is 100% going to be to bait the Electro Fatui into the little area that you'll have so that you're not taking electro damage and having your energy reduced, and then killing him first, and then looking at the Electro Fatuis. Or the Pyro Fatuis, whatever. Wait, did he not get hit by that? Excuse me? Alright. The first time that I ran this went a lot smoother. Wait, Kaya died? Did he get hit by the Pyro as I was switching, I guess? That's frustrating. Alright, so this is where it comes down to just breaking shields, which is always fun. Alright. I'm trying to think about how best to do this when they're at this kind of level, but ooh. Alright, well, he decided to come out here. Normally they don't split up to the degree that they were, I don't think, so it's hard to get them to come the way you want, but that works. And yeah, as you can see, there's not much to it anymore. It's kind of just a matter of whittling away at them over time here. Again, if you need to, you have both. Hopefully you have both a healer, and you can alternatively just use food to heal at this point if you need it, because you can use food. And I'm just going to do that just so that I can sit out here and not worry about anything other than killing this guy. And there you go. There's the challenge. Not too hard. Definitely a lot easier, but more interesting as well. Just because of the having to play around that electro AoE area, where whenever you leave, you'll take electro damage every few seconds, as well as it will drain your energy if you're not careful. But otherwise, yeah. If you've got a freeze comp ready to go, and you've got a ranged DPS character to use, then this should be a cinch. But even outside of that, if you just play around the timing of the lightning bolts coming down, then you shouldn't really have too much issue getting through this challenge. But it's definitely, again, a lot more interesting and fun. I liked it. I'm still really enjoying this event. So hopefully this was helpful to those of you that might be lower level or need just a little bit of help with the challenge. Be sure to subscribe for more content coming in the future, and let me know in the comments below what you'd like to hear me talk about next. So have a fantastic rest of your day.